Our chairman, Delta State Group Government Pension, other members of the high table, my highly revered workers of Warri Local Government Council. This is a speech delivered by the Executive Chairman of Warri Local Government Council, Honorable Comr Agbateyiniro Weyinmi Isaac, and the one-day stakeholders Sensitization / Enlightenment program organized by the Delta State Group of Local Government Pensions on ongoing reforms and development in the Contributory pension scheme. Protocols. It is with great joy and a deep sense of responsibility that I welcome everyone to this one-day stakeholder sensitization and enlightenment program organized by the Delta State Group of Local Government Pensions, focusing on the ongoing reforms and development in the Contributory pension scheme in Delta State. This gathering is a commendable initiative aimed at enlightening all stakeholders, which includes but not limited to the workers, the pension debt officers, and administrators about the continuous effort being made by the state government to strengthen and modernize pensions management. Before I go further, please permit me to sincerely appreciate our amiable and people-oriented government. His Excellency Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Warri, Executive Governor of Delta State, for his unmatched compassion and commitment to the welfare of workers and pensioners in Delta State. I know many of us have not forgotten in a hurry how in less than 5-6 months in office when our governor took over as governor of the state, and he paid arrears that ran into several billions of naira to enable us to wipe off the debts that the state government was owing pensioners in the state. Have we all forgotten that? No. Does that not deserve commendation? I know you can clap better than this. Until our non-great chairman claps, we will not accept your clap. Your Excellency, your administration has demonstrated through leadership and empathy by clearing the backlog of pensions, arrears owed to our senior citizens, men and women who serve the state with dedication and loyalty. The consistent payment of outstanding pensions and gratuities, as well as the attention given to the needs of retirees, has rekindled hope and restored confidence in the government. True of us. You are proving that under your more agenda, which is meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reforms, enhanced peace and security, no segment of the society has been left behind. It is on that note, therefore, on behalf of the government and good people of Warri Local Government area, to say a big thank you to Your Excellency for standing by our pensioners and giving them the dignity and comfort they truly deserve. This stand is, no need to say this stand is exceptionally necessary because we also have majority of our retirees also from Warri that are beneficiary of this great gesture of His Excellency. True of us. I must also commend the Delta State Bureau of Local Government Pensions under the able leadership of the Chairman, Executive Secretary, and her hard-working team for deeming it necessary to organize this sensitization program. The commitment to ensure that local government staff and pension officers are properly guided on the new pension reform is deeply appreciated. This continuous enlightenment is essential to achieving efficiency, transparency, and accountability in our pension administration. The contributory pension scheme represents a major reform aimed at ensuring that every worker is entitled to his or retirement benefit promptly and without stress. It encourages shared responsibility between the employers and the employees, promotes fiscal discipline, and safeguard the future of our workforce. However, for the scheme to achieve the full potential, all stakeholders must understand their roles and responsibilities, hence the importance of today's exercise. As a local government, we are fully aligned with the state government vision for transparent and sustainable pension system. Here in Warri South Local Government Council, working closely with the Guru to achieve the following. 1. To ensure timely remittance of employees' contribution to the appropriate pension fund administrators. 2. Maintain accurate documentation and record keeping of staff data for ease of processing of retirement benefits. 3. Resolve legacy issues affecting some retired staff to ensure fairness and compliance with current reforms. Our goal is to guarantee that every employee of Warri local government retires with pride, peace, and financial stability. I urge all participants to take full advantage of today's program, listen attentively, ask relevant questions, and seek clarification on any aspect of the contributory pension scheme that is unclear. Let us all support the ongoing reforms by fulfilling our respective obligations. When we all play our part diligently, the system will not only be sustainable but also beneficial to everyone involved. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's sensitization program reflects the strong partnership between the state government, the Bureau of Local Government Pensions, and the state local government and the local government council in ensuring the welfare of our workers and retirees. Once again, we deeply appreciate His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Francis Warri, the Executive Governor of the state, for the fatherly role his humane approach to governance and his tireless efforts in creating clearing pension debts and catering to the needs of our pensioners. On behalf of the government and the good people of Orissa Local Government Council pledge our total support for the success of the ongoing pension reforms and for the continuous welfare of our workers and retirees. Thank you for your attention. May God bless the Delta State Group of Local Government Pension. Thank you. God bless you.
I know that probably we have one challenge or challenges as the case may be. I'm from National Pension Commission. My name is Lord Lasbury. I'm a bona fide son. I'm a bona fide son of Niger Delta from Rivers State. I'm an Ijaw, I'm an Andonian, and a job by birth. Why I'm giving all these details about myself is to clarify the fact that I'm not here to bamboozle you with things that I know that are not true. The National Pension Commission, PENCOM as you call it, came on board in 2004 by the Obasanjo administration. The law was repealed in 2014, and some additions were added. The reason why I'm giving all the details is this. If you watch very well, the chairman and the bureau, the local government chairman and the bureau chairman have given you an historical background concerning the fact of when Delta State came into the scheme, which means it is something that was going through the whole country. It is not only peculiar to Delta State. But let me not bore you with all this speech. Let me go straight to what we are here for. Everybody wants to hear about pension. Pension is meant to be fine. Pension is meant to be for your retirement sake. That which when you are weak, so that you will be able to take care of yourself. But today reality has made it so difficult for us to really appreciate what we get as pension. But there are facts or information that we can say preclude that occasion, because our standard of living has really dropped. We need more money, and our level of income has not really increased. So pension is as a result of income, and it's as a result of income from what we earn. Now, what is contributory pension scheme? In Delta State, the employee contributes and the employer contributes. This concept was a borrowed concept from Chile, where the committee was set up, and they borrowed it from Chile. But the Chile do not have a third angle to it, which is the custodial angle. We now add it because in our country you cannot give the yam and the knife to goat. It will cut the yam and eat it. That is why we tend to establish what we mean by PFA and PFC. Okay, when you are into the scheme, you are going to pick a PFA of your choice. But when the state started from the inception, they were assigned PFAs. I believe that was the case in your own. Yes, you were all assigned PFA. The reason is because it was the initial start and to ease administrative efficiency. That was why it was done. But based on the PRA, which is the law that established the Pension Reform Act, the individual contributor is allowed to choose a PFA of their own choice, we now have to revert back to what the law says. That is why today we created an avenue for you, the contributor or the retiree, to move from one PFA to another. Movement from one PFA to another required certain things from you. It required you knowing what you actually wanted. Service delivery. Service delivery, return on investment. Return on investment and safety of your fund. Because one, today, in PayCom, we crave for safety of the fund more than anything. Because we do not allow our PFAs to go down. That's why till tomorrow, you will not hear that one PFA died. Rather, you will hear that they merge. That is a system to allow growth, not for some people to lose form, not for some people to lose value. It gives you the system that my money is safe somewhere. Okay. Now, if you are picked your PFA, what are your rights that you as a contributor should know? You are supposed to register. When you register with the PFA, you are supposed to supply all the necessary information that is needed to guarantee or identify you as an individual. Date of birth, beneficiary, information, phone for contact, addresses, and many more. But while we started our job previously, long time ago, we supplied this information. I believe today all of us are aging towards retirement gradually, and we did not start this process today. So what is required of us is look back when you registered. You registered the PFA. What are those things that you have given as information concerning you that needed to be changed? You need to change this information now before it gets late. Remember, the chairman of the local government said it, documentation. The chairman of the bureau said it, documentation. I am saying it again, documentation. Because without documentation, payment of your benefit will be very slow. It is not man no man. It is, you've heard it, first come, first serve. Now, you have opened a RSA and you have done all these details. What about some of us that have not opened RSA? What are we losing? If you have not opened your RSA with a pension fund administrator, you are losing the return on investment. You are losing your return on investment. Don't forget, every day this money is being invested. I know most of you will claim, I'm not seeing the returns. I see the returns. I see the return from my own back end. Because I am the watchdog. I watched everything that the PFA, all what they do, I watched it from my own platform. That is why I left down from Abuja to here. No, I am equally the head, South Zonal Office of National Pension Commission, situated in Calabar. So I am now acting double role right now. So what I'm saying is based on the fact of what I have seen. Most of us here, when they talk about documentation, it is like story. It is only when you have retired, that is when you will now know what this documentation means to us. You know, something that contains money, once it changes hand, and you are not there or give evidence, they'll say you have eaten money. But if you have received full documentation, definitely all that may not be the story. But what I want all of us to do is this. Have you ever heard of anything called data recapture? If you have heard, please, I want to see your hands. Data recapture. Exactly. I can see that more than 98% do not know what is data recapture. And it's bad. Why I say it's bad is because in Nigeria, I am from the center of Nigeria, like Abuja. We find out that a lot of people, Mohammed is spelled with U, Mohammed is spelled with O, Mohammed is spelled with A-A-M-A-D. All are Mohammed. So we find out that it is difficult to identify different Mohammed from different Mohammed from different Mohammed. Likewise, in Edo or Delta, the name is very long. I cannot try to pronounce all. But we find out distinguishing this, because the name has meaning, we can actually attribute this person from this person. So we from PENCOM now decided before, we have a platform that we have 6 identification platforms to identify one individual. And it is not enough in Nigeria. So because of that, we created the one of 63. That even your eyes, the system can read your eyes different from this. Your face, your thumbprint, and so many other information pertaining to you, that if I enter my system, I will be able to tell that this person is different from this. That was the reason why we brought the data recapture. What is data recapture? Data recapture is simply for you to update your information. Approach your PFA, update your information, increase it from what it used to be. Because we discovered that not many people that register pension as at that time. We are using their girlfriend's name, their boyfriend's name, their landlady's name as next of kin. And if peradventure anything happened to you, what happens? We are going to pay the girlfriend, the boyfriend, or the landlady. And now you will say PENCOM is wicked, or the Bureau is wicked. No, because that is the wish of the dying retiree or dying contributor. That is what we believe. That is what is in the record. So for every one of you that is here, let what I'm saying, let it not just be a story. Let it be the fact that all of us need to do something. Approach your PFA. I don't know they are here or not, but they are here. Approach them. When you approach them, ask them that you want to do the data recapture. Update your information. If you have used, probably you married before and now you left to marry again, you can change it. I have a colleague, blessed memory. She's from this state, Margaret. I know what happened. Luckily, she was aware of what is waiting her. She only did her update 3 weeks before her death. Let me not go into her family history, but she changed it to her sister because we all of us did not know that she was suffering in the marriage. And initially she had the husband as the beneficiary. Just imagine that 3 weeks. Just imagine what would have happened within that 3 weeks if she did not change it. We could have paid the husband that she was suffering from. Do you understand me? So please, as you are here, it's not that I'm coming here to give you details or story. I'm telling you the fact of the things I've seen, right from Cross River State down to Edo State. Please, that is about data recapture. Why are we calling for data recapture? It gives you room to be able to move. If today you make the decision of moving from one PFA to another, if you did not do your data recapture, you cannot move. Because now it's a prompt of thumbprint. Once you just thumbprint like this, you have moved. So please, I will solicit every one of you that is here to call your PFA or approach your PFA and do your data recapture. So, if data recapture is to enable you to move from one PFA to another, it equally gives you an access, because there's something in PENCOM we call not a we, not a we, not a we. I can hear some noise from that angle. That's why. Now, what will data recapture equally help us to achieve? We have something we call the 25% equity contribution for mortgage. Some of you call it loan. It's not loan. We call it the 25% equity contribution. it is your right to be able to access that 25% for mortgage. Why? We came up with the concept that Comr came up with the concept that most civil servants always want to build house at the retirement of the service. So because of that problem, we find out that it is always difficult to complete the house. So what we are doing now is that we are encouraging them to start the process now. So to start the process now, you need to be eligible. That is what we call the eligibility criteria. To have contributed for 16 months, which is 5 years. If you have contributed for 60 months, you are eligible. You are eligible. That is one. 2, if you are not retiring between the next 3 years, you are eligible. But if you are retiring within the next 3 years, you are not eligible. Know that. Fine. If you are eligible from that perspective, another thing is there too. Because the 25% is not given to you. It is going to the mortgage provider. We call them the PMI. They are listed on our website. They are listed on CBN website. This is to give you the authenticity that these people are not fake. So whenever you want to choose any of them, approach your PFA or go to our website so that you see the one that's in Delta State. There are some in Lagos, there are some in different states, Akwa Ibom, others. Check the one that's in Delta State so that you can approach it, because the process requires you to approach them. They check it, because what we mean by 25% equity is this. Let me clarify that. You are supposed to contribute 25% of your equity contribution towards the house that you want, because the house might be maybe 10 million and they say you should provide 25%. We are going to calculate 25% of 7 million, and that is what will be taken from the RS to pay. Do you understand me?
No, sir.
Okay. The 25% equity contribution simply implies that when you approach the mortgage provider, they will ask, okay, you will look at the properties. Know that hand way long go take long thing, hand way short go take short one, hand no short no go look for long thing. Oh, what do you mean say you go take the house according to your size? Oh, no be somebody wey leg short dey find upstairs window clamp, e no work. Oh, so that is what I mean by that. This mortgage provider will provide you access. You see, okay, if the house is 7 million, maybe 2-bedroom flat, they will calculate to 25% of 7 million. That is your contribution. So that is when you now use that contribution to go to your PFA to apply for your 25%. Please take note, all PFA, not one PFA, all PFA can do this. It is not restricted to trust fund, to access pension, to I don't know who is it again, Oak. It is common among all PFAs. Let no one of them use it as a marketing tools to you. Do you understand me? Please. When that contribution is set, do you understand me? That is when they will pay them. They will grant you access to the house. Then the remaining one will be paid by you gradually. But you should have taken possession of the property based on our arrangement and understanding with the payment. Okay, if that is clear. I don't know. So that is because you have done the data recapture. Your data recapture have given you access to these things. do not forget the fact that there are so many other things you will get as time goes on. Do you understand? Because right now, I will leave 2 cards on the back. I will just leave 2 secrets out. We are equally working on something that I do not want to divulge, but I will. We find out the contribution is not much. You understand? Everybody is crying. We know, but it's a ratio contribution between what you earn. That is what I meant is it is a ratio of what you get at the end of the month. Take for instance, they deducted 7.5%. If I may ask you all, what did you do with the 92.5% of your salary? You have used it, and still not enough. That's totally the level of hardship, the standard of living is so high. These are so tough. We all understand. So because of that, we are considering from the federal level, because once we do it from the federal, if we can get down to the state, we are thinking of bringing back the concept of gratuity back into the contributory pension. It has not been concluded. Don't quote me wrong. We are now, if you check online or website, you will see it. The Director General has been speaking about this. 2, we have been thinking about health insurance for retirees. Because a lot of people, when you get this far, it is difficult to actually take care of themselves. So that is why these 2 angles are being considered. And we know very soon, between this year and June next year, we will be able to conclude on this matter. So, if these things are done and they are achievable, then it will augment the level of our income, our salary. Because, if that gratuity comes as handshake to support us, everyone will smile at the end of the day, by God's grace. I am not coming here to give you hope. God knows I'm a bona fide son of a Niger Delta. But another thing is this: you are doing the registration, you are doing everything about that. What about the other angle? What about other retirees here? Retirees. Any retiree? Okay, there are potential retirees. Okay, fine. If there are potential retirees, if you know all this about these things out there, I will want you to know too, when you are retiring, people will come to you, different people will come to you to convince you, come to this, come to that, we have this to give you, we have that to give you. My brother and sister, be careful. Be careful. Because, when thought is done there for prison, for how many years, and freedom done they come, now that time is the prison, the smell pass. You say, oh, this prison, the smell, you find where you go hang yourself more. Please, for goodness sake, whenever you are retiring, the PFA will give you 2 options. One is called program withdrawal, an instrument of the pension fund administrator, managed by them and instituted by National Pension Commission. Another is retiree life, is annuity, life annuity. It's a product of the insurance company regulated by NICOM. Now, these 2 products have variance. I am going to educate you based on these 2 products. The program withdrawal, being the product of National Pension Commission, is guaranteed for 10 years. It's guaranteed for 10 years. Even the product of the insurance company is guaranteed for 10 years. All of them, according to Section 7, Subsection 1(3) of the document signed by NICOM and PENCOM, because we instituted annuity as a document. Section that gives you that leverage of the guarantee period. So why do I say that? Nobody should walk in here and tell you that annuity is for life. They are all for life if you live longer than 10 years. Do you understand me? If you live longer than 10 years. Now, I'm not saying you're going to die. What we are saying there is that, you see, that this basic thing is that after you retire, probably extra 10 years, 70. Even Bible saying, yes, 3 scores plus 10. So if you live between that up to that 10, 70, that 10 years time, please, you don't chop your life. But the thing is that there are people like my grandfather, if then Allah, I know they go. You understand? So those people that live longer will still get their pension even after that guarantee period. What does the guarantee period means? To the both product, the insurance, the annuity, when it's guaranteed for 10 years, it simply means if you survive the 10 years and you are going further, they will pay you and pay everything that you owe. But if you cross 10 years and our Father in heaven will call you, say, my friend, you don't try, come back to me. By that calling, there is nothing left for your family from annuity product. They will come here, they will tell you, they will service you, they will service you even to the grave. That is fallacy of hasty generalization. Now, likewise, program withdrawal is guaranteed for 10 years. If you survive the 10 years, better. If you cross 10 years, sweeter. Because if after that 10 years, God calls you, whatever that is remaining in your statement will be passed on to your next of kin. The difference is that annuity will give you something higher, maybe 6,000 naira higher or 5,000 naira higher as additional. Program withdrawal will give you a consistent growth. 3 years, we call it pension enhancement. It will give you a consistent growth over 3 years. If you are being paid pension, sorry, I'm not going to go this side because it's a gap. So, if you are being paid pension, the remaining sum that you left with the PFA is being invested. So, when it is being invested, returns accrue to it. You may claim you don't see it. Anybody that says he doesn't see it, call the PFA right now, here and now. When we open it, I will show you your return on it. I guarantee you that. Anybody that I say, I've never seen, the return is always zero. Now lie. I know the work we do at the end. All of them, when there are no returns, they suffer from it. Nobody can ever say there is no return. So, that return is what we are after. Every 3 years, they can enhance your contribution, your pension. Another 3 years, they enhance it. So, it will grow to a point, it will be able to sustain you better. And another thing, don't forget that, the program withdrawal for a man is programmed for 18 years. For a woman, we program it for 22 years. Don't ask me why though. Don't ask me why. Maybe don't ask me why because, brother, you know what this woman goes through now. Because of that, they live long. Yes, so if you go around Calabar where my head office is, you will see we get plenty landlady. Where the landlord they don't want to go see God. So because of that, we know that the man faces a lot of risk, stress, and others. I am not trying to mock the situation because some people do not have their husband around. Please forgive me if I offend you in that way. I'm trying to give the fact, present the fact so we can all understand what this means to us. You understand? Because of the program withdrawal, the way it is programmed, the man is programmed shorter. But it doesn't mean that if that man live beyond that age, he will not be paid. That payment will continue till the life of that man ends. We have guarantee sum, pension guarantee. We have okay, fine. Let me break it down further. Among us, there are some people that earn lower pension. Do you understand? Their pension is so low. In PECOM, we have what we call PPF, Pension Protection Fund, set up by PECOM and all the PFS joined together, and the custodian, and all the CPFS, that is inclusive of closed pension fund administrator like the Shell, the Chevron and others. Now they contribute to that fund. When they contribute to that fund, for those people that their fund might not take them so long, we tap from that fund to support those people during the period. Can I take that again? There is something we call the Pension Protection Fund. Sorry, I missed it. The federal government equally contribute to that fund. Yes. The federal government equally contribute because it will enhance those people that their pension are not so much. It just will help them to survive the period. So in essence, whether you work hard, you know, work hard, or you deal within that low pension, you will still receive your pension. The only problem is that the cost of living, the standard of living, is actually taking a lot from us and do not actually allow us to appreciate it. Okay. Not a we. Yes. I just don't want anybody to sleep. Because for me, I can stand here until tomorrow, no problem. But don't forget, as I'm saying all this, people will come to you as annuity. People will come to you as program withdrawal. Any man that comes to you to annuity has a motive, 5% commission. Yes, the annuity insurance will always collect from you 5% of the fund they brought to the company. So whenever they are coming, somebody will be pursuing you like rat when they pursue crayfish when they keep somewhere. You know, say get something when you won't get. 5%. They may say that the commission charges fees. Yes. For fund we manage. We manage the fund to grow. We charge 0.0125. 0.00125%. 0.0125%. Likewise, the PF. But if somebody can charge you 5% of one individual, my brother, check again how much more. Thank you. So, based on this, I'm not condemning any of the product. The decision of whichever way you want to go lies with you. But don't forget, once you stand between, you cross to annuity, my hand and you, no jam again. You have moved to the insurance angle and you have moved to Nikon. There is no coming back. But if you say you are going with program withdrawal, I will be with you. Any of that PFA, be it here, anywhere, I have the power to call the person to order, and I know why. So whatever, why I'm saying this is this: being the head of South Zonal Office, I've seen a lot of cries from the retirees that visited me and applied, and it has not really easy for them because they go with annuity. Because 2.5 months ago, 2 of the insurance companies went down. And because they went down, what happened to the annuity? Now, story for the gods. I cannot tell you. They will tell you better. I wasn't there when he took the decision. Like one of my colleagues there, I know they call him name earlier, his uncle took that decision. Right now, he's asking me, he knows the rule. And one of the agents came and said they are paying. He said, okay, fine. Take this man document so that they can pay. Up till now, the story is that of the gods. We've not known the head. Right from, I think, 2 weeks now, since I've been to Delta State. Not to bore you too much. There are a lot of information I can give you. But if I continue like this, it will not do any other thing. So I will now target based on request, based on the questions you are going to ask me, so that I will not continue to give you information probably you may not need. You understand? And let me not continue to delay you. So your information will be based on what need basis, so that whenever question you raise, I will be able to answer you straight in line with the question you asked. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you.
I am indeed very happy to be in your midst this morning, because I am here and from here. 69 years ago, where I was registered at birth, the small house is still there. I still know it. I was where they registered my birth in this Warri. I grew here. I was bred and bothered here. I attended RCN to 3, Warri, and I also attended Local College, To all my life, I live here. Now walk, now carry me go Asaba. So I am with my own people. Is that also? Yes, sir. I am happy to come today. I believe Warri Agbateyiniro from my speaking English. Say don't read home. So I'm very happy to be here today. And I thank you for the warm reception which we have received. You are aware that this game was vetted by the 2008 local government pension reform law, and that scheme created the Contributory pension scheme. That law created the Contributory pension scheme. By March 31st, 2011, all workers in local government were made to retire, and they are accrued by determined. Then those who were migrated into the Contributory pension scheme are those of you who are sitting here. But it's unfortunate that even in some local government councils, some of us, some of your colleagues, they have still not registered. And it's not a good thing. So we have come, that is one area that we would like to talk about, to encourage those who have not keyed into the system to key in. Because we know that we started on a very shaky footing. Because the way this came on to have started, that was not how we started. By that I mean that after you retired and your accrued rights were determined, if money were available, that money would have been paid into your accounts, retirement savings accounts, but money was not there. That is why you find out that we always try to local government councils to give us money to pay retirees. And you also know that for some time, the indebtedness of the bureau to retirees became so huge that governments, due to our pressure, have to think about obtaining a loan. And that process began under His Excellency after our God, but it didn't conclude it. But when our governor came in, because he had promised that the welfare of workers and pensioners was very topmost in his agenda, that he was going to do something about it. And luckily for us, he gave the support to the local government chairman by creating the backing which enabled the local government council chairman to syndicate a loan of 40 billion naira. And with that, we were able to clear a huge backlog of the retirement indebtedness of the bureau. After the 40 billion was paid out, another 1.8 billion naira was given to us, which we have already paid out. And that one took us up to September 2024. All those retired during that period were paid out. And we have also compiled another list of retirees up to April 2025. That list is before Jack.
as I speak with you. Immediately they give us money, we are also going to clear that number of pensioners. As it were, from inception till today, we have paid 11,535 pensioners. That is because of the good hearts of the current chairman that we have. They listen to us. We certainly provide the enabling environment by talking to them and asking them to do the needful. They listen usually because of their heart of human kindness. They make money available and are able to pay the pensioners. That is how we have been running. So please, we want those who are not keyed into the system to key into the system. Those who do not know much about the system to please know about it. At least today you will ask your questions. So from asking questions, you will get to understand the scheme that you are operating. And if you know the scheme, you will know that even as you are seated here, you can begin to monitor your pension. You can begin to monitor your pension. And at the end of the day, let me pause for the team of the chairman and his colleagues, how they have been listening to us, how they have been making money available to us, to enable us to pay pensioners. So you know that His Excellency has the support of the working force at heart. The chairman, they have the welfare of the active working force at heart. And together, I believe, we can always meet the needs of pensioners. So please, have interest in the scheme that we are running, so that before you go, you'll be able to know what is due to you. And I tell you, there is this scheme we are running, the pension scheme. The beauty of it is that as we go forward, we won't have the problem of these accrued rights that I mentioned earlier, that because money was not available, that is why we have that problem of asking councils every day to give us money to pay pensioners. Because right now, you as active force, you are contributing towards your pension. And all the local government councils are also contributing on your behalf. You pay 7.5% of your monthly or annual enrollment. The council will pay 10%. So at the end of the day, you will find out that as you are retiring, you will have your pension ready. What you need to do is just submit your documents to the bureau, and certificate will be given to you to take your pension fund administrators. That brings me to a very salient and urgent issue that I want to mention to you. The Bureau of Local Government Pension operates an open door policy. And also, we believe that immediately you come out of the system as a pensioner, you must pursue your documentation and submit them to us. Because somebody, for example, may retire this year, 2025. Some others will retire 2030. If those who retire 2030, 2030 submit their document before you retire 2025. Such an individual will get paid before you retire 5 years before such a person. Because the quicker you process your documents to the bureau, the earlier you get paid. So have that in mind. As you work, you put your documents together so that immediately you are coming out, you are processing them to the bureau so that you get paid early. So we have, like you have been told, PFA's representative and of course the big man for representing Beckham is here with us. He will answer those critical questions that come in your mind. And today, I believe, at the end of the discussion, this family meeting that we are going to have, you will understand how the community pension scheme works. And I believe that you will come to like it and support it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. God bless you.
Chairman Orissa Local Government, my distinguished chairman, Director, Bureau of Pensions, HODs, Head of Personnel Management, the Treasurer to the local government, HODs here present, my distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Chooks Kingsley Okogo. Some of you must have met me before. I'm one of your own. I'm also a staff of the local government Service Commission. And this morning, I'm standing on the mandate of the chairman of the commission to address us on preparing for retirement. So, I will not take much of your time. I will just go straight to the business of the day. Now, retirement is not the end to work. Retirement is just a transition from monthly salary to living on what you have saved, what you have invested, and what you have planned for. So on that premise, I would say that there are three major pillars of retirement, which are savings, investment, and planned budget or planned savings. Now, for most of us as civil servants, when it's time for retirement, we are met with anxiety. How do we cope? How do we survive? Now, this coupled with the current reality of our minimum wage, which is about $77,500, which is about $52 compared to what an average worker in UK will earn for about 2 hours. And the inflation rate in Nigeria, we know that inflation is on the high side every day. In August, inflation was about 21%, but now it's about 18%. Food inflation is even higher in some quarter. Food is higher. So we must put these factors together to enable us to retire well. Now, the Bible says that a horse is prepared for the day of battle, but safety belongs to God. Firstly, we must all depend on God. And so, I just want to mention 7 points very quickly, in less than 20 minutes if I can, that will help us to retire very well. Number 1, work out how much income you will need in retirement. Now, we must understand that the retirement phase of life, like I said, is a transition. It's a point where your income begins to decrease, your earnings begin to decrease. And also for some of us, our strength also begins to calm down. But expenditure also increases or remains the same in some aspects, while your earnings decrease. But you must also know whether you are still working or not working, there are basic needs you must meet. And you must also be able to distinguish your real wants from your leisures. Are we together now? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So we must be able to distinguish our real wants, the things we need, like shelter. We need food. And you know that there are also some sicknesses or some ailments that comes with age. Thank God I have nurses here present. My wife is also a nurse. So I'm happy seeing you. She's the National Secretary of Sonwa. You may know her. Yes, she's 16. Praise God. Sorry, I'm a pastor, so if I shall praise the Lord, you ask hallelujah. All right, so we go. So you must be able to distinguish between your real needs and other things that follow. Now, first thing you must understand that your income will not remain the same. And so there are certain things you will need to cut off at retirement. But shelter, food, healthcare, and the rest of them will remain constant, whether you like it or not. And it will also be a double tragedy for us to work and retire without a shelter. That would be too much a burden for us to bear. And so, as a local government worker, we know that we don't have much funds available. But I also know that we also have much time available. What we do with our time also matters. For some of us, say na local government work now, we just to go there, do sporting and come out. We know that if 100 persons are employed in the local government system, about 15% of the 100 persons are those who are going to be in key positions where you have access to money. Is that not true? Am I speaking the fact? I'm also a local government worker, so I know. So we must be able to plan, we must be able to save, and must be able to invest. One of the things you can invest on is number one, your health. Health is capital. Some of us, we are living a very careless life. We do some certain things, we eat some certain things we are not supposed to eat, even in old age. And they are waiting for us in the front. Some of us don't go for regular checkup. It's also bad. Some of us are moving with BP, almost 180, and you are still moving. And you think, oh, you are strong. But regular checkup will also enable you to know what to do and how to take care of that. So, budget, plan for your retirement. So you must know what you're going to spend. Now, prior to your retirement, you must know what your spending habits are like. And you should also be able to know what you are going to drop at retirement. That will help you a lot. So number 2, like I said, I want to move very fast. Maybe during question and answer, I will have time to explain more. Number 2, understand and secure your pension and gratuity rights. Most of us don't know what to expect at retirement. Thank God for the PenCom. I like the lecture that he gave. If I understood very well, I think there's a provision now for maybe housing or so. But I also know that for most of our PFAs, we also have personal savings that we can do, that we can contribute to outside the 7.5 contributory. You can also contribute extra and save. So know what you are expecting. We have seen some of our colleagues who retired most recently. At the point of receiving their pension, they are very much disappointed. Some of them were heartbroken, and some of them got stroke because they were expecting maybe millions of naira at the end of the day. It was just natural. But God will help us in the mighty name of Jesus. So know what to expect and also know how to plan for it. Also, like the last speaker said, data recapture, very important. Update your record. It's part of it. Know if your name is rightly spelled, who is your next of kin, and even your age there. Validate, update all your records. Keep your pension slips. If your local government is still giving out maybe pay slip, keep them. Know how much you are contributing every month, so that at retirement you will not be running here and there. Some of us, our records are not even in proper shape now. There are people who are in pension office. Go and meet them. Let them update your record, and it will help you a lot. Number 3, build multiple sources of income before you retire. Now, some persons will ask, where do we get the money to build multiple sources of income? But all things are possible to him that believeth. Life is a risk itself. Not planning is a risk. So you must take the risk to plan. Whether it's small, start small. Start from where you are. Do the little you can. Now that you still have the strength to work, you can save a little for that small kiosk you want to open. You can take from cooperative. Now, one thing I don't advise is taking a loan for consumption. Some of us have a very, how do I put it? Our consumption pattern is very, very negative. You want to impress people. Oh, your friend is doing marriage, you want to go and take money from the cooperative to buy as will be. It's a wrong investment. That's not investment. It's a wrong expenditure. Do you rejoice with those that rejoice? Yes. But don't go beyond your means. Don't go beyond your means. Do what you can afford. I've been in a place where somebody brought clothes for me and say, my marriage is coming up, or my mother's burial is coming, it's like this. I say, okay, I know they buy. I will attend the program. That does not mean I hate you. It's what I can afford at the moment. So, have multiple sources of income. Some of us are going to farm. You have maybe a piece of land at the back of your house or somewhere. You can do some vegetables. You can do so many things. You can also learn some soft skills. Some of us are not too old to learn, but God alone says that we look at local government workers and say they are unintelligent people. That's very wrong. We have some of our colleagues today. When they speak, you know that these ones are intelligent. So you can still learn, you can still study. I started as a clerical officer in the local government. Today I'm a PhD holder. That's investment. Over the years, I've studied. From where I am today, I have global visibility. I've written 2 book chapters, and they're earning me income while I'm still here. So 2 weeks ago, I received 1 million naira for a paper, just one paper I wrote. That's huge money for me as a local government worker. Even professors don't earn that much. So you can invest in knowledge, you can invest in soft skill. As I'm talking to you now, my wife is expecting an industrial machine. I told her I want to go and learn how to make bags, especially bags for women, because I know that one a good market. I want to go and learn how to make bags for women. And when I spare time, I will do that. Every morning when I wake up with my laptop after prayer. The last thing I do before prayer again is my laptop. So create time, the spare time you have, use it to invest and plan. Small scale businesses, you can do them even at the comfort of your home. Number 4, cultivate is being an investment habit. Some of us, we say money not too much, money too small, let them spend. Listen, money not they ever reach spend. If I give you 1 million now as a minimum wage, you will discover that your monthly expenditure will be clocking 2 million. That's it. That's what they call the Parkinson disease. Expenditure will always rise to meet your income. It will always rise. So prepare. Now, if you know how much you will need at retirement, let's assume that you will need about 1 million. And you have 10 years to go. If you begin to save 8,333 naira 33 kobo, which is approximately 8,400, in 120 months, you will have 1 million in your account. If you have 5 years to go, you will have 500,000. At 8,200, 400, or 5,200, depending on how much time you have. But some of us, we are not even looking at the time we have. But let me tell you, most of us, we have less than 10 or 15 years to go in this service. And that's the reality. Whether we like it or not, we will retire. And so, begin to plan, and God will help us. Okay, number 4. Clear your debts, and manage your lifestyle before retirement. Some of us keep on borrowing. Borrowing is good if it's for investment, but don't borrow until the last day in service. It will become a burden. Your retirement will become, a burden on you. You will be filled with anxiety. Don't borrow till the last day. 5 years before retirement, you should be able to clear your debts. It's planning. Planning will make it happen. I know that there are some exigencies that will come, but if we plan towards it, we will be free from debt. So do that, and it will help you. Number 6, because I have limited time, prioritize your health and wellness. I'll talk about that. Please go for regular checkup. This month before I left my home, I checked my sugar level. A few days ago, I checked my BP. I want to make sure that I am fit anytime, any day. If I notice anything that is not in place, I will seek medical advice. So please invest in your health. Don't play with your health. Don't cultivate some unsustainable habits you drink, even when you know that you have sickness that they have said don't drink. That's the time you say, oh, they give me 1 bottle, they give me 2 bottles. I beg life, man no die, man no roti. Man go die, man go roti. So take care of your health. Health is wealth. Number 7 and the last. Plan for emotional, social, and legal well-being. Leave a legacy for the young ones. Now, if I asked most of us as local government workers to give me your CV today, most of us, after spending over 20 years in the service, your CV will not be more than 1 page. Do you know what you have done to yourself? You have said, I have not learned anything since I entered the work. Now, the civil service is supposed to be a breeding ground for us to grow. Now, you have worked for so many years, you have gathered experience. Those experiences, they are needed for the next generation. Are we together? Sure. Those experiences. Now, ask yourself, Local Government Service Commission have not employed for so many years now. If some of us step aside, those that will be employed, what will they lean on to do the work? This is where your experience comes in. You can document your experience as a nurse, as an HPM, as a treasurer, as an accountant. You can document them, put them in a small book, put them in a small video, put them in a small pamphlet. Even if you don't have need for them now, tomorrow you will have need for them. You have experiences. Don't joke with them. Recently, I decided to put my experiences together. And I discovered that my experiences were running into 8 pages. I said, wow, this is good. But before now, I even threw away some things to make it compact a little. Put them together, write books, mentor the young generations, their investment into the future. Out of 10, 1 will remember you in your old age. Thank you and God bless you.
Missing is from May 2016 to September 2018. Are we aware of that? So note it now. The employer portion of your contributions are not there for May 2016 to September 2018. Employer portion, that is the 10%. But the 7.5% for that period are all there. Recall there was a time councils had series of serious financial challenge. That portion was suspended. That was what amounted to 5.9 billion unremitted 10% employer contributions. Are you getting it? That period is not there. But any other remittance that is made for you into that retirement savings account, they are all made up of both employer and employee. If it's not there, it means you have issue, you have a particular issue. So they don't remit, we don't remit one leg and leave one leg, apart from that period when you have that issue. So learn to read your RSA statements very well. And if you notice missing contributions, we call it missing contributions, that some months were not contributed for you. I hope we know that issues of pensions under this scheme is personal. Are we aware of it? If you are thinking that they are going to do it collectively for you, you are wasting your time. It is me and me and me and I alone. The RSA is yours. So whatever you notice there, your RSA statement is yours. You look at it, study it. Whatever that is not clear, you raise it on your own. Don't say we. That time is not we, it's you. So any missing contributions you find in your retirement savings account, you are at liberty to find out why. And you do that by applying. If you go to your PFAs, you are not getting satisfactory answer, because PFA only will have the fund we send. They are not the ones remitting. It is what we remit that they put in your account. So the onus lies on you to write to the Bureau of Local Government Pensions through your employer, the local government councils, complaining that so and so months were missing. Attach that your RSA statement as an evidence, and we investigate it. Because some of us at a time we have changed council, and when, for instance, Warri South at a time was under now access. Some of you transferred, or some of you transferred from another council to Warri South. And when they prepare your documents, maybe you came from an environment where you registered on that OAP, they will just put you Warri South access. That money will never go to your RSA. Even if you remit it, you end up with what we call transition contribution form. This year, they can never credit. But it's when you draw our attention to it, we investigate it. The assurance here is that in this scheme, money does not get missing. What is done in all about this is what we call portfolio management. The monies are not in the hands of the PFA, neither are they in the hands of the Bureau. It is under what we call pension fund custodian. They are the ones that will house the fund. So when you do your formal write-up to us, we investigate. Money does not get missing. We will trace it to wherever it is, and we will instruct that it comes back to you. But we will not know. We are not witches or wizards there. We work with information you give to us. Are we getting it? So if you notice any abnormality in your RSA, your contributions are not there, please do take time to do a formal application to us, and we investigate it. There's no letter that comes to the Bureau that is not attended to. And if it doesn't have merit, we'll write back to say this thing you are saying is not correct. So please let us take it as our personal obligation.
My name is Sensitization. I have 3 questions. Number 1, how do I calculate my retirement benefits? Number 2, how can I assess, or rather, can I assess my pension fund before retirement? If yes, what percentage can I assess as it is in other part of the world? Number 3, what can I do to assess my pension fund immediately after retirement. Because we discovered that some persons after retirement up to 6 years they are not.
Okay. We have even answered the documentation, immediate documentation that will make you to assess quickly. But how to calculate it, I will give to PFA to explain. Which one is your PFA?
You asked 2 questions. One is, how can you calculate your retirement benefit? Secondly, can you remind me? Hello?
Before retirement, if yes, what percentage as it is in other part of the world?
Okay, let me start. How you can calculate your retirement benefit? There is what we call pension calculator. But I think my Oga might answer that question better. Then the second one, you can access funds from your pension account while working, but that will be through a mortgage bank, what we call 25% mortgage, which some of you are aware of. That is the only fund you can access while working. I don't know if you have listened well to our Oga from PenCom. He said something about that. You can access your pension, and the purpose of that, we call it residential mortgage. The essence of that is for you to be able to get a house of your own while working. But you have to do that through a mortgage bank. It is only 25% of your fund that you can access. That means, let me explain further. If your balance is 4 million naira, half of it is how much? 2 million. Then the 25% of that amount will be 1 million naira, right? So that is what you're going to access. But mind you that the mortgage bank has their commission, and there are certain amounts you're going to pay them at the end of the day. Then somebody was saying, let me use this opportunity to address a question I have from somebody. When Oga here was talking, and somebody said, when our Oga was talking, somebody said, I thought they said nothing like 25% anymore. No. What happened is that the PMIs, I mean the mortgage banks in Warri, were blacklisted. That was why some of you were not paid, because they were blacklisted by PenCom. Our guy is here, so he will talk more about that. So that is why, as they were blacklisted, there was no how they could proceed with the processes. So please note that the process stops. There are other shortlisted ones. Like he said, if you go on to the website, you will see them. We have the corporate mortgage bank that is in Asaba. It is located in Asaba, it's not in Warri here. Then the other question, like they said, is documentation. It's one of the things that could play. I could remember one time we had a forum like this, and we advised people, period to your retirement, please, at least when you are going on your retirement leave, why don't you use that opportunity to do your proper documentation, so that when they are now reconciling your account, they will pay you as they are paying others that have done their reconciliation. But some of us will wait. After retirement, we will wait for like 1 to 3 years before we go. Thank you.
Thank you for the calculation. The man that asked about calculation. Calculation is. Where is the man now? You look at you are busy. Hey, just stay, don't worry. But pay attention. You see, there are so many components of calculation. One, your age is a factor. Your last pay slip is a factor. You understand? The grade level that you are at the time of retirement is a factor. You understand? There are a lot of parameters that are used. The system does it. But these are parameters because your age is key. You changing your age like in a path, no go favor you here. You understand me? The system will tell the age and we calculate it. Your pay slip for 2000, in Delta State, they will calculate it. Your pay slip, your date of first appointment, these are key components in the calculation of your accrual right and everything. Don't forget. And your last pay. Are you with me? So it's not something anybody can tell you. It's calculated on 10 plus 10% minus this, all over this or that. It's not that. There are a template, international template that is used system-based. But these are the parameters. That is why whenever you want to change any of these things, we question you. You understand me? For the 25%, if anybody ever had any doubt that it was now to know, we took a step. There was some fraudulent attempt by some of the providers. You understand? We monitor these things. The essence was to give you a house, not to give you money. So we find out that there are some people that are cutting corners after a series of investigation. So we blacklisted them. When we blacklist, we don't take them there. They will tell you tomorrow that they are talking to Pencom to change it. Nalayo. When we blacklist you, we don't blacklist you. Now so are on there. Yes. For the housing, there are others from the set. You look on the website, you will see a new one. No, the PFS we give you. If you go to pencom.gov.ng or at pencom.gov.ng, you will get all the info. Just type PMI or type housing mortgage. You will see they come out. Then from there, look at it. Because particular PMI here, maybe it may be your brothers and sisters. A lot of them we are involved in a lot of fraudulent things, and we will take those things serious. If the end user, that is the contributor, is not getting the value of what we actually wanted, we don't buy that. That is why they were blacklisted. Not only them, a lot of others they are blacklisted and alongside with them. As long as you find out that you are not carrying out the essence of what this was meant. So that is that. I don't know whether is there any other question. For you are the same man. Okay.
You see, when we started this job, we are given forms to fill, and part of the things we filled was our date of birth. And at that time, there was no NIN. When NIN came, we also filled our date of birth in the NIN slip. Then along the line, while we were working, state government came with verification, and they saw that some of us, our age, were not in line with our certificate. That our age are not in line with our certificates. So, to an extent, the government tailored our age. That is what our age ought to be at the entry point of service. Then, this age issue now brought a lot of trouble for our pensioners, because when they finally bow out of service, they went to the PFA, the money has been deposited into the coffers of the PFA. For the PFA to pay them the money now, they said the age and that of their NIN did not correspond. So for that reason, they cannot disburse the money to them. And this has been on that they must have the same age in their NIN and what they are having in their document. And for this reason, some of our pensioners died and left their money. They asked them to go back to NIN. Those that were able to find a way to the NIN, the bill to do that, the cost cannot be mentioned. Knowing fully well that these persons are no more incentive, they don't have means of income anymore. So they have to bring 250,000 naira to rectify the age, the date. So how do we manage this situation? Thank you.
First of all, I will solicit sorry for that. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Not the we. Now, the question you asked is that at the time we started the scheme, most PFS do not have enough staff that will actually market the product. That is the truth. So a lot of them engage agents going out based on how many people you will register. You understand? So when they register, when they go around, you know what the agents do now? Everybody will run like ants when they cut the entire. Everybody looking for scouting for people. Now, information will have mismanaged. How? Now this agent may have 10 or 20 people, and this one did not have 2 people, maybe have 2. What they do is that once this agent notice that is staff, let's say, oh well, he go photocopy. When he photocopy for the same PFL, they will mismanage the kind of, this one will adjust the date because it is only when the date of birth is different, that is when the system will take it. So if this one did not process its own fast, you actually enroll the person. You find out that the other person will go and that photocopy page where you photocopy, right? That one will carry go wrong for the system. Now it has given the wrong date of birth. Now a time came, but we said there are processes to correct these things. I am so shocked to know that we said 250,000. No. We work with Nancy. We work with Nancy and we know it's 15,000 naira.
Official.
Hold on. Anyway, official. I don't know here. Me, I'm talking based on what we know in Abuja and elsewhere. You understand? To correct your name, your date of birth, it got to a point you do not. Like right now, we made the system. That is why we say, go to NIMSI and change it. You need a supporting document. Do you understand me? You need, like our system now, that is why we say data recapture. Data recapture is to enable you change this information, even the date of birth. For critical information like date of birth, you need supporting document. You understand me? Okay, one, the supporting document for change of birth, one, you have to write an application. When you write an application, you have to attach your NIMSI slip. When you attach your NIMSI slip, you have to attach the affidavit that you use to swear that this is your date of birth. If you attach that, if you are a woman, you will attach probably marriage certificate that you are in support of this, your wild man and this. There are these documents. Once you go to your PFA and give them this document, it can be uploaded. When they upload, we from our own end will see it. Our system will synchronize that information immediately with NIMSI because our systems are connected with NIMSI. That is why every information you provide that is not correct, you will see mismatch. They will say date of birth mismatch, surname mismatch. Likewise, some people married today and they are no longer married, or some people are not married but they are now married. You want to change all those information, you need a marriage certificate with all these things I called. You attach them. Once you upload it, from our end we have people that sit down and look at them. Now the only thing that we have to send to NIMSI is date of birth. Others they will look at it, and once they see that it's synchronized, it's disapproved. I'm telling you this because I supervise that department. That is why I can tell you authoritatively what we do. But for date of birth, because it's a paramount and important area, we have to look at it critically. And it is until NIPSI give us the date of birth that they have. That is why we will always ask you to go to date of birth. All our system, immigration, NIPSI, and most collecting data users are synchronized. Do you understand? So because they synchronize, if you are going to airport now, the information you provide there, they don't need to ask you much. They will just key into NIPSI. They will get it. Likewise, if you come to pension, that is the same thing. So all update is done based on if you have the supporting document that will support what you are telling us. Because for me, I've seen somebody change date of birth 15 times. 15. Yes. One will just present the document, you don't even know the date of birth, which one he used. Instead of that, pick anyone. I'm not gonna lie against anybody. So, my brother, you there over there, I beg, pick your document, go to your PFA, do the data recapture. Thank you. God bless you.
The message we received from our access pension, for example, 2024, the difference between 2024, let's say September to September 2025, the difference is not up to 100,000, let's say like 67 or so. But in a month, at source, they will be deducting, let's say 20,000 plus from from my salary. Now, if you say it's even 20,000 for a year, is it going to be 67,000 plus? Me, I don't understand. Their calculation is always going forward and backward, and this one self is the same. So I don't know the reason. That's why I am asking. I don't know the reason why the same amount for last year, the same amount this year, and it's the year.
But even the question confuses you.
Wait, listen, so that we don't start apportioning blames where they are not. You first of all look inwards. Have you ever taken time to look at what is being deducted for you from the salary section? Have you ever taken time? It is what is deducted that is remitted to the bureau. That is what is remitted to the RS. The PFA is not the only thing that is added by the PFA is the return on investment. So sometimes we are quick at pointing at another person, whereas the problem is us. Some of us are not doing what we are supposed to do. If you are supposed to earn increment and it's not affected in the salary section, that will make your salary I'm just coming. So some of those things are asked. Anything about what is remitted is coming from the council. Anything that is remitted to the RSA of anybody working in Warri South is coming from your salary section. Know it today if you don't know. Anything, any amount that is remitted to your RSA for any particular month, it is what Warri South deducted for you that we remit. So if there are discrepancies, then you go to the salary section and find out why somebody whom you are the same grade level is getting higher than you. You go there and find out whether they are doing the right deduction for you or not. So, but I don't know, maybe based on the question I asked, let me give the PFA to throw more light if you have something.
I should give you this one so that you read it. I should give you the example here so that you read it yourself.
No, read.
I should read it, okay. The alert for 2024. September 2024. Transaction alert 20,146.68 credited to your RSA 10 for September 2024. your balance is 4,678,000. Yes, let us know. Rate us. Now, 2025 September. 2025 September. September 30th, 2025.
Our local governments at the same time thank you for being here today. Even as you welcome you here, for certain account for us to be sold. Then the staff, we pray, people will be attentive. Because as they are here to tell us more about our pension after retirement. So you take your paper and Bible and listen attentively. If there's any question that any of you have, at the end of the sensitization, then we'll give you your question, we'll answer it. So I pray the good Lord will give you attentive hearing to hear the whatever thing to say today. So that whatsoever that is bothering us to be able to teach it ourselves and give us answer. So you are welcome to Warri and thank you.
The staffs that they've paid even up to April this year. I asked one of my colleagues that retired last year. She said they have not been paid. We operate in old pension. I'm surprised seeing that old pension is not here. Okay, thank God.
Okay, yeah.
So I want more explanation about this life annuity and program withdrawal, please.
Okay. Are you done? Okay, we'll take them as they come. I will take, let me further emphasize it. These are the two packages that are there for a retiree to access his retirement benefits. If you retire from service today, the law provides that under two packages. One of them is program withdrawal, which is a program of a product of the pension fund administrators, or life annuity, which is a product of the insurance companies. You are at liberty to choose any of them. And both of them, the fact is that contributory pension scheme has 10 years guarantee period. It simply means the designers of the scheme looked at it. Do you know that the old pension scheme that we were all clamoring for, that we were being operational before, had 5 year guarantee period? Do you know that? What it means is that guarantee period simply specify that, yes, if you retire at 60, there is every likelihood. It's an assumption, though. It's an assumption. Because nobody is God. It's only God that knows the number of years any man can live here on earth. But after a series of studies, they said, okay, from what we have seen, life expectancy and all those things, they felt that if somebody retired at 60, he should still be able to live for another 10 years. Are you getting it? It's an assumption. Some live beyond that, some don't live up to that. That's the fact of life. So now they decide in such a way, yes, it's like a benchmark. That if somebody should live up to 10 years after retirement, so the scheme has that 10 years guarantee period. Pension must be provided first and foremost for that period. It's guaranteed. So, but they don't. It doesn't stop at that, because the tendency that some of us live beyond 10 years after retirement is there. So when they are programming you on that program withdrawal, for instance, for men, we program them for a period of 18 years. For women, 22 years. The tendency is still there that women live longer than men. Even when paper was presenting various instances before, I know it's correct. I mean, alive. Those men they die from because of operation. Understand? So that's how it is. So what it simply means is that these two packages after 10 years it doesn't mean that after paying for 10 years they stop. No. Remember that when they are programming for men, for instance, they program for 15 years. And that money is not an idle fund, it's investing. Sometimes if you ask those, if you are sincere enough, if you ask some persons who are born in this case 2011, you will see that what they even have in their current balance, the RSA balance, the current RSA balance, is even higher than what it was when they were programmed. Are you getting it? They are meant to pay you pension for life. Annuity too is meant to pay you pension for life. But the difference is that if you have earned for 10 years, for instance, that is the guarantee period under annuity. For instance, because annuity is a pool of funds, I hope you know that. The moment you enter into annuity, you are no longer, it is no longer my money. It is now our money. But the program withdrawal, it remains my money. The RSA is personalized. It is yours. That's why you continue to have RSA statement of account and you have update on that account. But the moment you move into annuity, you have entered into a pool of funds with the agreement to sign. So it's no longer your money. So if they fulfill that agreement of 10 years, I'm just trying to explain the guarantee period so I understand it. If you live under annuity and you have earned pension for 10 years, and eventually the person passes on, somebody must leave one day, whether you like them or not. It's a fact of life. Then it means that they have fulfilled their obligations to you. So if the person dies after 10 years, after any pension for 10 years, they don't owe you anything again under annuity. But if you're in program withdrawal, the account is yours. If after 10 years the person dies, whatever that is left in that RSA balance is given to the person's next of kin. That is the main distinguishing factor there. But the choice is yours. They are all meant to pay you pension for life. If you want to live as Methuselah for 150 years, the money will be there to sustain you. Annuity will continue to pay you. Your program withdrawal will continue to manage your fund and continue to pay you. So I think that is it. Have I answered your questions? Is there one further?
Yes, sir.
Just give out. We are not telling you the authentic thing.
In these two programs you have chosen now, if I decide not to join any of them, will they allow?
It's not possible, which means you are not in a contributory pension scheme. Come, hold on with this your distribution. We are in a critical moment. They will distribute. Oh yeah, come.
Tony.
Thank you very much, moderator. I am Mrs. Orobe Annette. I can see that most of these PFA, they are confusing us. They come to sweet-tongue us and tell us different version of this program withdrawal and annuity. They told us that program withdrawal after that 10 years, whether you are alive or not, no shishi will be given to you. Have you not heard it? And therefore program withdrawal, when your money finishes, it is finished. So why are they using that tactics to win people? You people that are at the ends of affair with PENCOM should warn them. They should give us the current information. That is why people are jumping from year to year. You should warn them. They have told many of us in this house, some people have come here to give us that information. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You see, that is why we are here to enlighten you. So if you do anything contrary from what we are telling you now, you are on your own. That is why we are here. We are not here to market anybody. We are not here to get anything other than to enlighten you. So the next question.
My question, the chairman, when he was saying, he said that we can monitor our pensions even from the comfort of our homes. But in line with that, there are some teething problems that usually come up. And the first one is, one, when you ask for statements from your PFA, you will see what you see there is only the one you contributed. The one that is supposed to be from the employer is not always there. Then two, when you go back, years back, maybe 2013, 2014, and you see that in some months, you will not see remittance. And we are in 2025. When you ask them, they will say, meet your employer. And when you meet your employer, there's no always a satisfactory information on that regard. Then 3, those of us who are in the old pension scheme, I don't know if there's any way we are not supposed to know what has been contributed there, so that we know, so that we will not